Good morning. It is Monday, May 13th, 2024. Time for the morning edition of the news that matters most, a Magnetic Media production. I'm DeAndre Hamilton.
He's wanted. From Grace Bay to Cooperjack Bay, North Caicos to South Caicos, he's wanted in all neighborhoods and communities for taking the stress out of home buying, for having intel on every hot property. He's Ramon Andrews of White Rock Realty, the most wanted realtor around. If contacted, your reward is your perfect luxury home and investment properties. To make a move, call 649-331-3000. Visit whiterockrdm.com.
Edwin Astwood, opposition leader, in a media statement is reminding the government about warnings he gave about a new contract signed with Carnival Cruise Line back in 2021, one he described as lopsided, beneficial to Carnival and perhaps to the sitting government, but not to the people of Grand Turk. Some 200 people turned out for a Thursday night government-led town hall meeting in the capital following the government's own private session with Carnival executives about 6 days prior. A letter was read at that meeting, and the content has inflamed the PDM leader, who is now saying, "I told you so." He wants to hear why 14 projects committed to under the $9 million infrastructure fund never materialized. He is demanding a transparent report on what happened at that executive meeting, and Astwood wants the PNP administration to make public the contract signed with Carnival. Most striking about the report from the leader of the opposition, however, is that residents turned out so strongly because they wanted clarity on whether there was truth to the rumor that Carnival Cruise Line has proposed closing down the Grand Turk Cruise Center. Astwood said substantive information about that fear was never delivered by the Premier and his ministers. For the news that matters most, it's Magnetic Media. There is always a savings and a smile in every aisle at Sunny Foods. With locations near you, you can shop wholesale or retail for groceries and other essentials for your home or your business. Visit Sunny Foods in 5 Keys. Sunny Foods now at the Blue Hills Roundabout. Sunny Foods in Grand Turk has 2 locations in West Road and Back Salina. Sunny says no one beats his prices. No one. Cover story of our May 11th Magnate highlights what the Attorney General told the National Security Council about the Firearms Ordinance and what the Court of Appeal said about judgments in cases where individuals are charged with illegal possession of guns or ammunition or both. While a custodial sentence is mandatory, the 12-year prison sentence is not. The judge legally has flexibility in weighing the circumstances of the case under the banner of it being an exceptional circumstance. This understanding of the penalties under the law is in stark contrast to what much of the public believes. It unravels the belief that the judge must sentence the accused person to 12 years without exception. The AG is explaining that the judge can reduce that time and the judge can impose a fine, and the accused individual would have covered their debt to society. It may be the reprieve at least 5 suspects charged with possession of bullets have been hoping for. It comes as strong comments from the governor of Oklahoma are making headlines in the United States. Governor Kevin Stitt has called the charges against 4 Americans being detained in the Turks and Caicos for possession of between 2 and 20 bullets absurd. Magnetic Media, the power of attraction.
The National Health Insurance Plan has over 37,000 contributors.
That's 37,000 of us working together to take care of one another.
Your contribution ensures my wife and unborn child gets the prenatal care they deserve.
Your contribution helps me to afford my medication.
Your contribution has helped my loved one receive treatment during their untimely emergency.
Your contribution gives my family peace of mind. So thank you
for your contribution.
This message has been brought to you by the National Health Insurance Board, building a healthy nation, one person at a time.
The Turks and Caicos sports minister has committed the country to at least 8 declarations as part of the recently held CADE General Assembly held in Washington, D.C. A formal commitment now by the Turks and Caicos to the development of sports as a community builder, sports as a means to good health, discipline, and excellence for the people of the Americas, for commitment to inter-regional sports meets and cultivation of Paralympic athletes. TCI committed to support and sustain anti-doping developing initiatives and organizations, and that the Turks and Caicos agrees that the Olympic movement is critical to the world of sports. Minister Rachel Taylor, as the first sports minister for the country to attend, commented, "This year yielded the largest number of Caribbean ministers in attendance for English-speaking countries, providing an opportunity to share best practices and collaborate with their counterparts. It provided a greater insight into the roles and responsibilities of each entity and the kind of support we can garner, whether financially, technically, or in the area of training." End quote. Weather today in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Sun and clouds mixed, early, partly cloudy later. High at 85, low at 78. The UV index, extreme. That does it for the morning edition of the news. I'm DeAndre Hamilton. Thank you so much for joining us. We're back at midday with more TCI Top Stories.